What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is Bling Empire Season 1, Episode 4. So, we start this episode off with Kane, Christina, Kelly, and her mom getting their fortunes read. And Kane asked the fortune teller, hey, am I going to be making some money? Fortune teller told him, listen, you good. I see the money's already rolling in. You're going to be a big boss, okay? Asked Christina. She was like, well, how many children am I going to have? And the fortune teller said, you're going to have about 4 or 5 more children. And she was like, okay, the lies you tell. Then, asked Kelly about her relationships. Or she asked about her relationships. And the fortune teller told her, listen, you're seeking, like, I know you already got a man, but you're looking for more, and it's okay to keep looking because, you know, it's you know, it's not gonna be, you know, it's okay to keep looking because basically he ain't the one, okay? And Kane was like, hell, she didn't need a fortune teller to tell her that. She could have asked Surrey for that. Like, she didn't need, So, Kane rents out a bowling alley to invite the crew, and he wants everybody to get along and make up. And Kevin is there, and he's having a good time until Kim shows up. Now, remember, Kim had thrown a drink on Kevin the last time they had come into contact with each other, and he told her that she was raised by wolves, okay? And so they're not speaking, and they're walking around with an attitude, you know, Kevin walking around with an attitude with each other, and once again, Kim is acting like she has no idea what the problem is. She was like, well, we were at a nice event, and all of a sudden, you just threw the drink at me. And Kevin was like, because I was still trying to get you to understand that you were wrong about what you did over at Anna's house. And she was like, I mean, it was a penis pumper. Like, what's the big deal with the penis pumper? I don't understand what the big deal is. Well, next thing you know, here comes Anna coming through. And of course, Kim is like, oh, Lord, here we go. She was like, I don't understand why this whole thing blew up in my face. Why isn't anybody coming for Guy? Why is everybody just coming for me? And here's the thing. Do I feel like Kelly got more of the attention than Guy got? Yeah, I do. Here's my reasoning why. And Anna's son was with her too. We got to see Anna's son. He's a little cutie. But here's what I'm going to say about it. Guy would have never been in her house had you not invited him to come in her house. Like, you went in her house and was like, come with me. Guy wasn't the one that said throw the shit out the window. You were. So even with everything that was said, like, it's still on you. And Guy went over to Anna and immediately apologized when they got to the bowling party. You, on the other hand, still sitting there with an attitude acting like you didn't do anything wrong. Now, Kane got the two of y'all to talk, and Anna was trying to explain to you what the issue was. She was trying to explain that it's not proper for you to just go into other people's houses and walk around houses uninvited. And she kept defending herself like she didn't do anything wrong and she didn't understand what the big deal was. And Anna was like, your actions have hurt people. Basically, she's letting you know that you hurt her. Like, Anna is a proud woman, and she ain't gonna come right out and say it. But you hurt her. You probably embarrassed her, but you also hurt her because you were somebody that she thought she could build some sort of a friendship with. And so everybody is just trying to tell Kim, just freaking apologize. And she just wouldn't do it. She just would not do it. She just couldn't understand. And so finally she was like, fine, I'll just take the L. I'll take the L. I'll take the L. Fine. Girl, you're not doing nobody no favors. At the end of the day, you were wrong. And I need you to just understand that you were wrong. And so now she's like, I used to be a fan of Jen Shaw's, but I'm not a fan anymore. I mean, of Anna Shaw, and I'm not a fan anymore. And it was just a lot. And so finally, Kevin was like, it's clear that she's just not going to understand where she's wrong and all of this. So let me just go and, you know, so we can just move on. So Kevin was like, are we good? And she was like, yeah, we're good. We can just move forward. Sure, we can move forward. And I was like, Kevin, you a better one than me, because I be damn, we not moving forward on nothing. Nope. Now, we finally get to the part where we find out some good information. Now, Christina and her husband are looking for a home because she said, listen, We got baby G. It's time for preschool. It's real competitive. We gotta be in the right area code to get to the right schools, to be in the right circles. And so they're looking at houses and they're talking about, how many houses they need for in-laws and people come to visit and stuff like that. And so Dr. G, I guess, Dr. Chu, was like, well, we don't have to worry about in-laws staying with us because they can stay at a hotel when they come to visit. But we do need to worry about a room for another baby. And Christina was like, listen, I'm going to just go on and cut through the chase because you want to act like you don't know and you don't remember what the real deal is here. Sir, do you not forget that you the real one with the infidelity issues? That I've been walking around here wearing that red eye on my chest like I did something wrong, and I've been taking the hit from your family all these years that they the ones thinking that I was the one that couldn't have a baby and that I was the one that was so infertile and having all these problems when all along it was you, sir. Did you not understand or remember that you had to have all of these surgeries just for us to be able to have baby G? Like, stop putting this on me and stop acting like this is so easy. So what you need to understand is that I took the hit all of these years, okay? But if we decide to do this again, we will have to do it through surrogacy. And if we do it through surrogacy, then I got to go through this all over again with your family talking about I ain't good enough to carry a baby, and I'm not good enough to do this, and I'm not doing my wifely duties. Listen, I had the baby once. I had a little boy. Just be happy, and we're going to move on. Baby, Dr. Doctor was like, yeah, she right. I probably should just leave this alone because she right. And I was wrong for letting her carry this burden. I probably could have spoken up and defended her with my family, and I didn't. I was like, they put your wife at the kiddie table. They made your wife wash the dishes. All because she couldn't have a baby. And it was you? And you knew it was you? Listen, Christina, you better get every Louis, Chanel, Birkin, Balmain, whatever. You better get them all. I ain't even mad at you no more. You better shop until you can't shop no more. You better get everything. And I mean everything. What's wrong with him? Anyway, child. So Kevin and Kane are hanging out. And Kevin did a DNA, like a 21andMe thing situation to find out. He know he's from Korea, but he really wants to get like his mix and find out how Korean he is or what have you. And him and Kane bet a pair of shoes right now. Kane got shoes in his repertoire that cost $10,000 a pair, right? The most expensive shoes Kevin got are them damn Christian Dior's that Anna bought. Okay, so but for Kane, it really was just the bet. It wasn't even about whether I'm gonna get something. He was like, Kevin really don't have nothing I want, but at the end of the day. And because Kevin was saying that he doesn't think he's more than 75% Korean. And Kane was like, yeah, 76. I'll take the over under. I'll take the over on that. And Kevin is 77%. And so, of course, he wins, a pair of Kevin's shoes, which, again, he don't even want. It's just the principle of the matter. And Kevin was like, you really going to take my shoes? He was like, yes. Yes, I am. But he was also talking about how, he's sort of interested, because he's adopted, and he's sort of interested in finding his birth parents, but he doesn't know how his real parents are going to feel about it, the people that raised him, and he doesn't want to hurt their feelings. He doesn't want to make them feel some kind of way about it. And later on in the episode, we see him meet up with his mom, and he talked to her about it, and his mom seemed real cool, you know what I'm saying? They seem like they have a really good relationship. And he said, I know that I always told you guys that I wasn't interested in finding my birth parents. He said, but now that I'm a little bit older, I kind of am interested. I kind of want to know where I came from. And he was worried about her reaction. He thought maybe, she would have a different reaction. And she was like, I would want to know. She said, I 100% understand because I would want to know. She said, and a part of me wants you to find them Because I want them to see that you became such a wonderful man. Like, I want them to see the man you turned into, the man you grew to be. Like, I want them to see what they gave up. And so it was a moment, but I'm glad that her reaction was that, and that she, she cried a little bit, but I don't think it was tears of anger. I think she really understood, and I don't think she was hurt either. But there's always that part of you. If you adopt a child, and at the end of the day, yes, that child is yours, and you are them, and but that there's just a blood bond that's just not there. So I don't think that he was upset. I mean, that she was upset like that. Anyway, it was a good moment. Child, Andrew and Kelly, listen. So Andrew is in the studio. He producing tracks or something, child, whatever. But he ends up having a conversation with Kelly, wanting to know at the party, why were y'all talking about what happened in Paris? Like, first of all, I don't understand why y'all are talking about our private business in public. Like, that is between us. And she was like, but you did it in front of everybody, so of course it's gonna get around. Well, who's spreading it? Who's talking about it? How is it getting around? He was like, I mean, you had me on speakerphone. She was like, well, I did not know when you called me. I ain't know you was gonna cuss me out. So Anna heard the conversation because she was standing right there, and you just kept going on and on. You kept calling me back and going for it. You kept texting me like she was there the whole time. So that's how she knows. And he was just like, well, I didn't know you would answer the phone in front of other people. She was like, so this is because I answered the phone in front of other people, or because you cussed me out? So then she was fine. So he starts getting upset. He starts getting loud and stuff. And she was like, I tell you what, I'm about to go because you're doing too much. You're doing too much, and I'm going to go. Um, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Kelly, is it Kelly? I think, no, it's Kim. This is Kim? I don't know, I think it might be Kim. Kim had this real cute Fendi shirt on in the scene where they were talking about Kevin getting the DNA test and going to find his real parents or whatever. It was real cute. Now, yeah, that was Kim. Kelly and Andrew go in for their therapy session. And basically, Kelly uses this therapy session as her out. Like, I think she doesn't have enough of a backbone. I shouldn't say that. That's not right. I don't want to say backbone. I don't think she has enough strength to break up with Kevin and mean it. She wants to break up with Kevin. She knows she needs to break up with Kevin. She knows it's a toxic environment. But I think if she did it by herself, she would find herself in that same cycle that they always go through, where they break up, make up, break up, make up. So she used the therapy session to help be that buffer. And she breaks up with Kevin. And so the therapist was like, well, Kevin, how you feel about what she's saying? Because Kevin is talking about flowers and roses and candy and balloons, and Kelly is talking about breaking up with him and toxic environments and, being in a bad cycle. And the therapist was like, Kevin, I need to know what you're hearing, because she's saying something very important. She's talking about you guys ending y'all's relationship, and you're talking about love and compassion, and I need to make sure you hear what she's saying. And he was like, well, I mean, if she would definitively say that she didn't want to be with me, then, I would have to respect that. The therapist is like, that's what she's saying, Kevin. I mean, Andrew. That's what she's saying, Andrew. She's saying definitively she don't want to be with you no more. So then they asked Andrew to leave so that she could have a conversation with Kelly by herself. And she says, well, Kelly, what's the plan? Like, clearly he's hearing what he wants to hear. And she said, well, if I were going to make a plan, I would say I would leave for about a week and let him take that week to pack up his things and move out of the house, because clearly it's her house. And she was like, well, do you have somewhere to go? And she was like, yes, I do. She said, okay, well, that's going to be the plan. She's going to leave. I mean, you're going to leave. You're going to go stay with, who you need to stay with. And Andrew is going to take that week to move out. And that's what we're going to do. Honey, Andrew in the hallway praying. I don't think that's gonna work this time, sir. I don't think it's gonna work this time. So Kevin is actually having a dinner party. He is celebrating his 1 year anniversary of being in LA, and he invites all of his friends over. And he says, with my friend Keith. Keith is a friend of his who got a little bit of money. Who I forgot he said their relationship, but that's how they know each other, child. And he said this is my opportunity to invite them, because they're always inviting me to nice events. They're always inviting me to places and nice things, and this is my opportunity to invite them to something, to sort of give back, to them in a way. And so everybody is there, and when Kelly shows up, she lets everybody know that her and Andrew have broken up. And of course, you know what, this has got to make you feel bad when you let your whole friend group know that you broke up with your boyfriend and everybody is happy. And I mean, they're saying stuff like, finally, oh my gosh, girl, I can't believe it. Yes, girl, are you like, they literally, like, that almost turned into a celebration party. Like, that almost turned into a party for Kelly. And I'm like, that's got to be sad that none of your friends thought you were in a healthy relationship. I'm sorry, let me go back a little bit. So Kevin did let his mom know that he likes Kelly, but that she has a boyfriend. And his mama was like, okay, well, that's the end of that, right? And honey, he had to show off them damn Christian Dior sneakers to his mama. His mama ain't even know what they were, child. Like, it's not impressive when the person you talking to don't even know what it is, okay? But once again, Kevin he gets on my nerves with this stuff. So his friend Keith has a wine cellar, and so they were talking about the wine that they were opening for dinner, and Dr. G lets them know that the wine is about a $4,000 to $10,000 bottle of wine, depending on, X, Y, and Z. And Kevin has to brag on that. Oh my gosh, that much for some wine? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Y'all better like this wine, because this wine costs $4,000, so y'all better like it. And I was like, I need you to stop acting like it's been a year. Now, I don't know how long you've been hanging with Kane and all that, but you've been hanging with them long enough that you've got to stop announcing stuff. Like, certain things are just nouveau riche, okay? Talking about how much something costs when you're in an environment where people don't pay attention to price tags. It's just, you got to stop. Now, if you was with me, I'd be like, damn, what? But when you in a room full of millionaires, 20 times over, they don't give a damn about a $4,000 bottle of wine. I'm just saying. Anna was there, and she gave Kelly a little pep talk and let Kelly know, listen, this is, it's gonna be okay. Like, you're gonna be all right. It's something bigger and better. She gave her a real nice little pep talk, And then Kevin got up and he gave a toast about his 1 year there, and he told Kelly, I'm sorry to hear about your breakup, but we got you. We here for you. And he just went on to talk about, he was glad for their friendship and for the people he's met since he's been in LA, and just moving on to bigger and better. It almost played like the finale. I was like, we only got 4 episodes of this thing, because it almost played like it was a whole finale. But anyway, that was pretty much where this episode ended. And that's it. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.